Brazil 2018. Year of general elections in one of the most corrupt countries in the world. More than 40,000 candidates favored by a complex justice system designed to hide their acts of corruption from voters. But one thing's for sure. They'll flood the country with electoral campaigns, kissing babies and making promises everywhere. But the more they show their faces, the more vulnerable they will be. Corruption Detector by Aki. Based on facial recognition, Corruption Detector is an app that draws on a database with all their official records of corruption, previously hidden in hundreds of courts. By simply pointing a phone at a candidate, voters can now spot the corrupt ones in purple, no matter where they are. On TV, papers, internet, everywhere. Even in person.
Uma foto aqui do seu pra ficar bem bonito.
Hated by the corrupt.
Meu querido, essa merda tá errada.
Loved by everyone else.
Falando, o eleitor, você tem que fazer o dever de casa. Mas uma ferramenta como essa pode ajudar isso a ser muito mais fácil.
Corruption Detector took over the social conversations. Really big conversations. For the first time, the hunt for dirty politicians was in the hands of the people. Giving the clean ones a reason to promote their integrity. In just 1 week, Corruption Detector became the most downloaded app in Brazil. In a year when politicians must show their faces to a country with over 200 million smartphones, we leave the corrupt ones no place to hide. So now, by knowing the true face of each candidate, voters can change the face of the country. Corruption Detector by Aki. When corrupt politicians show their faces, we drop their masks.
Porque isso aqui é uma sacanagem.
Симфонический оркестр впервые исполнил 3 произведения под управлением робота. Премьера состоялась в финале первого международного фестиваля робототехники, который прошел в Пизе. Управлять оркестром робота Юми, разработанного швейцарской компанией ABB, обучил дирижер Андреа Коломбини. Гибкость рук Юми абсолютно немыслимая. Не просто невероятная, а совершенно немыслимая для машины. Абсолютная фантастика. Работа техников тоже была фантастической, и все было идеально, особенно размах и скорость движений, что очень важно. Для того, чтобы научить Юми дирижировать 6-минутным произведением, потребовалось 17 часов. Дирижер считает, что робот не сможет заменить человека, поскольку не способен импровизировать. Любое изменение темпа обернулось бы непоправимым результатом.
Violence against women and children in South Africa.
Heard about the shocking story of this young woman
following some horrific incidents.
Where the high level of violence against women is
rape and domestic violence.
One was against Kaiser Chiefs, so turning on the style here.
We are acutely aware of the link between men who abuse alcohol as well as men who sometimes abuse women.
Success in the derby has always been a matter of much importance in South African football. Welcome everyone to our live coverage.
Three deaths a day
It should not be happening, and I think anywhere else in the world that would be a problem.
It's not a campaign for men, it's a societal campaign.
ALS Ice Bucket, bring it on!
ALS is a tough disease. It's not very well known. Creating awareness and being an advocate is what I wanted to do.
Every August until a cure.
ALS is also known as motor neuron disease. It's a disease that affects the motor neurons in the brain and the spinal cord. Those motor neurons eventually die, so this means that they lose the ability to walk. Eventually, they lose the ability to speak, and finally to breathe. And this has a devastating impact on the body.
What's going on in your life, it's nothing compared to what he's going through, not only at that moment, but every moment of every day. I'm proud of him, I'm proud of what he does, but I was proud of him before he had ALS. And he's an inspiring young man to a lot of people.
One of the hardest things about ALS is losing the ability to speak. I don't want to sound like a computer. I want to sound like me.
So to give Pat his voice back, we actually partnered with a tech firm called Lyrebird, who specializes in recreating the human voice from only 2 to 3 hours of audio samples.
The unique thing about Pat's case was that he didn't have recordings to work with, so we had to go on the internet and find all his speeches and all his interviews and basically take the audio from those. I guess in a sense it's really because Pat, he gave his voice to the ALS community that we're now able to give him his own voice back. We can't wait to hear what he's going to say.
Time to say goodbye to this computerized voice.
It's a strange feeling saying your first words a second time.
Unbelievable.
Wow. It's like you don't even realize how powerful, how personal, and just how unique your voice really is. Until it's taken from you. My voice was how I fought back against the very disease trying to take it from me. Sorry, I'm not going out that easy. I will make sure my voice is heard again. Guess who's back, bitches?
There you go. We're so happy and grateful that Pat's going to be able to use his voice again to continue to speak for the ALS community and rally support for the cause. We're already working on turning this into a larger program so that if you're diagnosed, you can record your voice and use it in the future. That way you will always keep that unique part of yourself, your voice.
If you have ALS, it's crucial that you do not wait, and that you start backing up your voice while you still have it. Thanks to Project Revoice, I can finally speak freely in my own voice again. It's changed my life forever.
The biggest battle for patients suffering from fatal disorders like ALS, MNDs, and spinal cord injuries is the simple act of communication.
कितनी बार वो हमें कुछ बताना चाहते हैं बट हम लोग वो समझ नहीं पाते.
For these patients and their families, the basic methods of communication are very tedious, and the high-tech assistive tools unaffordable. Eyes are the only part of their bodies that don't betray them till the very end. So we created Blink to Speak, the world's first eye language by Asha A. Cope Foundation and Noorjin Hospital. With 50 simple eye movements, patients can express all their needs and desires. The eye language has 8 alphabets. Using multiple easy combinations of these alphabets, patients can say yes, no, I'm not okay, and some important messages like call the doctor, danger, entertainment, and I love you. The book is available for free on the Blink to Speak, Asha A. Cope and Noorjin websites.
Blink to Speak is an amazing innovation which will not just help our patients, but help patients all over the world.
Noorjin Hospital also conducts free training sessions for patients, caregivers, and their staff. Blink to Speak has reached over 3 million people. It has been discussed, applauded, and shared, and also endorsed by the International Association of ALS and ALS India. Blink to Speak has given a new hope to patients, their families, and doctors.
Blink to Speak is going to break all the barriers of communication and set people free from all the limits of paralysis.
1, 2, 3, yes.
Blink to Speak, the world's first eye language.